Hey guys, I'm here with a video I have been meaning to make for a while now. Not unlike most musicians, I have been drooling over the idea of owning a Minimoog Model D. However, I am not planning on robbing a bank, so I'm really glad there are several affordable alternatives to the original. This pinnacle in monophonic synthesizers was released around 1970 and has been used by many of music greats. So here today I'm comparing two poor man's Model D alternatives. On my left side here, I have Moog's own Model D app, which is really cheap. It's running on an iPad Pro here. And on my right side, I have a Behringer Model D replica, which is also quite cheap. It's fully analog, it has the same layout as the original, so it's great. I found out that my Jupiter XM is a great way to control them both at the same time. There's MIDI running through this cable from the Jupiter to the Behringer, and I'm controlling this one at the same time over Bluetooth. At first, I was planning on recording the audio of the app on the iPad itself, but I found out a nifty trick of the Jupiter XM. By using the Jupiter as a Bluetooth speaker for the iPad, I can stream the audio of the app through the Jupiter straight into Logic. It makes for quite an awful latency, but I will monitor on this one and sync the synths later. I know that this app has some great presets. I'm gonna try and match the Behringer to the app and see if they sound similar. Let's go! It's really fun to play on the app itself, and the cool thing is that it has effects, so I'll need to disable this to make sure it's a fair comparison. So let's copy all the settings here. Alright, so I tried to copy the patch. If you see any problems, just let me know in the comments. I try to mimic it as perfectly as possible, but yeah, it's a touchscreen versus knobs. It's hard to exactly compare. But here we go. Let's listen to them both separately and see if you can guess which one is which. Let's play this patch the way intended. I'll hard pen the sources left and right so you can compare. Let's see if that sounds similar and go on to the next patch. Just listening at them both at the same time when you're tuning them is a really cool sound, because it just feels like I have a Model D, but then with 3 extra oscillators. And then if I slightly G-tune it, but let's go back to the comparing first. I feel like this is not a fair comparison. Somehow they're gonna sound differently, mainly because this is digital and this is analog. This is gonna be tuned way differently. But it's fun to hear that there's some essence of the sound is still the same, and the controls really feel like they do the same thing. And as a matter of fact, I would like to go to the next part where we'll just compare one oscillator and see if I open up the filter and close it down slowly if it sounds the same. The difference in feeling is of course to be expected, but let's focus on the sound. So I'll slowly close the filter on the Behringer. And on the iPad app. And now we'll open the resonance, the emphasis, and see how the sweep sounds. That was the Behringer. Let's try the same on the iPad. That's where we get a nasty sound. That sounds way different, way different. Alright, let's see what happens if we add a second oscillator. And we'll make that the saw wave. Maybe put the resonance halfway. Open the filter back up. The machine is a sound that I really love on this app, and I haven't really been using the Behringer for these kind of sounds. I'd just like to conclude that I love both these devices. For me, it's a way to have a Model D either in my backpack or in my home studio without having to pull out the cash for a Moog Model D. On the other side, I found out that this app for me is a great way to find new patches on this one. So far I've only reached like 10% of the potential of this synth, and the app made me realize that there are way more sonic possibilities than I anticipated on. One really cool thing about the app is that since it's not an actual analog synthesizer, it can cheat itself into a polyphonic synth by having the same synth for every key essentially. So where on this synth, this will be the only thing possible. The app, however, is not challenged by real-life components. You have the ultimate Moog there. You have the polyphonic Model D. So I hope you guys have enjoyed these synths. I know I have. I am going to embrace the similarities and differences of these synths and have some actual musical fun with them. Let's take a listen, and if you like this kind of content, please let me know in the comments and consider subscribing.